Apple's next big reveal, the iPhone 17, is still a distant thought for most of us. But what if I told you we are already seeing its true colors, and they are sparking a surprising little mystery? You know, for many of us, the annual iPhone refresh feels like a distant event, something on the horizon that we will worry about later. We are still getting comfortable with the current models. But in the world of tech leaks, the future is always happening now. And a trusted voice in that world, Sonny Dixon, has just pulled back a tiny curtain on the iPhone 17, giving us what appear to be the physical, camera control components, revealing their potential colors. And these hues are already sparking a fascinating little mystery. Before we deep dive into this chromatic confusion, let's quickly touch on what this camera control even is. Think of it as a crucial, distinct piece of the phone's backplate design, directly influencing how the camera module looks and integrates. It's not just a software feature, it's a tangible physical part. We have heard quite a bit of back-and-forth chatter lately about whether Apple might abandon or completely redesign this specific element for the even further off iPhone 18. But for the iPhone 17, the consensus holds clear. It is staying, and these new leaks give us our first real glimpse of its aesthetic. Now, the images Sonny Dixon shared are quite revealing. We are looking at 4 distinct pieces, each a different color: a vibrant pink, a fresh green, a classic deep blue, and a rather striking dark yellow. A second, slightly blurrier image even hints at an orange component, which, if true, could be particularly interesting given that we previously heard rumors of orange being reserved for the higher-end iPhone 17 Pro model. It's like getting a sneak peek at the paint samples before the car is even assembled. You get a real feel for the options. But here's where our story takes an unexpected turn. These newly revealed colors do not quite align with what Dixon himself, a notoriously accurate leaker, told us just a few months ago. His earlier reports, which featured dummy iPhone 17 cases, suggested a palette of black, white, blue, and a pink that many interpreted as more of a light purple. So we are left with a bit of a chromatic conundrum. Did Apple change its mind? Are these components from different versions, or even different models altogether? Perhaps the Pro line versus the standard. It is not just a minor tweak. It is a shift in direction that leaves us wondering about the final artistic vision. It really highlights the dynamic nature of product development, doesn't it? Even for a company as secretive as Apple, designs are fluid, choices are made and remade, and the final product can often evolve significantly from initial concepts. What we see here is not necessarily a contradiction in leaks, but perhaps a snapshot of Apple's internal decision-making process, caught in the wild. And while we are pondering these color choices, remember who is giving us this information. Sonny Dixon has a strong track record, particularly as we get closer to official launch windows. So, while these images certainly add a layer of delightful speculation to the iPhone 17 narrative, they also carry a fair bit of weight. They strongly suggest that Apple is indeed exploring a richer, perhaps bolder, and definitely a more diverse color palette for its next flagship device, stepping beyond some of the safer, more traditional options we have seen in recent years. It tells us that perhaps Apple is ready to make a visual statement, not just a performance one. It is exciting to think that something as fundamental as color could be a key differentiator, and these bare components are our first real clue. It leaves us wondering, are we looking at the full spectrum, or just a teasing glimpse of what Apple has in store? This subtle dance of rumors and conflicting images reminds us that the journey to an Apple product launch is never straightforward. It is a winding path filled with tantalizing hints and unexpected detours. But one thing is clear. The iPhone 17, even in its rumored form, is already generating buzz, especially with its potential to surprise us visually. So what do you think of these potential new colors? Are you excited by a green iPhone, or does that dark yellow intrigue you? We love hearing your predictions and preferences. We are always here to break down the latest in tech, so make sure you hit that subscribe button and join our community. Share your thoughts on these iPhone 17 color mysteries with us. We are eager to hear what you envision for Apple's next big release.